We're going to explain how to do a VLOOKUP in Excel using data from two different workbooks. This is incredibly useful when you need to pull information from one spreadsheet to update another. Let's get started. 1. Open both workbooks. First, make sure both your Excel files are open. One will be your main workbook where you'll be entering the VLOOKUP formula, and the other contains the data you want to look up. Let's call the workbook with your VLOOKUP formula Workbook A and the workbook with the data Workbook B. 2. Identify your lookup value and table array. In Workbook A, identify the cell containing the value you want to look up in Workbook B, your lookup value. This is the value that will help Excel find the matching row in Workbook B. Then determine the range of cells in Workbook B that contains the lookup value and the data you want to retrieve, your table array. Remember, the first column of your table array must contain the lookup value. 3. Navigate to the correct sheet in Workbook B. The table array needs to be specified in a way Excel understands. This is where you need to be careful. Go to Workbook B and select the range of cells containing your data. Let's say this range is A1 D100. 4. Write the VLOOKUP formula, referencing the other workbook. Now go back to Workbook A. Here's how you construct the VLOOKUP formula, referencing Workbook B. Lookup value, Workbook B x less sheet 1, a $1 to $100, column index number, false. Lookup value. This is a reference to the cell in Workbook A that contains the value you're looking up. For example, if your lookup value is in cell A2 of Workbook A, you'd use A2. Workbook BX select sheet 1, a $1 to $100. This is the crucial part. It's your table array from Workbook B. Replace the Workbook BXLX with the actual name of your second workbook file. Replace the sheet 1 with the name of the sheet containing your data. The A$1 to $100 specifies the range, using absolute references, the dollar signs, so the range doesn't change if you copy the formula. Column index number. This is the column number in your table array from Workbook B that contains the data you want to retrieve. If the data you need is in the second column of your table array, column B, this would be 2. The first column is always 1, and the data you're looking up is assumed to be in the first column. False. This ensures that VLOOKUP finds an exact match for your lookup value. Using true would find an approximate match, which is generally not recommended unless you're working with sorted data. 5. Copy the formula. Once you've entered the formula correctly, press Enter. If it worked correctly, you'll see the result. You can then copy the formula down to apply it to other lookup values in Workbook A. 6. Important considerations. Ensure Workbook B remains open while you are using the VLOOKUP formula referencing it. If you close Workbook B, the VLOOKUP formula will break and display an error, #ref. Also, if the file name of Workbook B contains spaces, be sure to enclose it in single quotes within the formula. Finally, double-check all cell references and sheet names for accuracy. A small typo can lead to an